So you're a fan of Atlanta United, and after winning MLS Cup in year 2, you'd think we'd be contending every year.
Yep, I'm pretty sure that's what you guys thought.
6 years, 3 coaches, an interim coach,
Twice.
and no legitimate runs at the title? What the hell happened?
Well, you've come to the right place.
Was it bad front office player management?
Probably.
Were the coaches all wrong?
Yep.
Did the tactics suck?
Definitely.
Didn't we already cover that?
Yeah, but it's a new era with new hope and new questions to discuss.
Is Deila the answer? Are Lagerwey and Henderson the right dynamic duo? Or will they spend all our gam on another Miguel Berry?
Join us as we drink wine, break it all down, and sort it all out.
I'm Mikey Dobbs.
I'm David Katz.
And I'm Carmen Butler.
And this is Season 7
of the ATL on Fire podcast show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of ATL on Fire, the podcast where we talk all things Atlanta United Football Club and all things soccer. We've got Dave and Carmen here. How are y'all doing?
Great.
Doing really well. Glad to be here.
Yeah, and
This
Carmen,
hump day.
my
Yeah.
wife didn't drink the bottle of wine I
I know.
got for your
I know.
the bet you won, so I've gotten
I mean-
we'll talk about the wine here in a second, but I'm
Yes.
glad you've been able to make it to enjoy some vino. And with that,
What are we drinking, Mikey?
we're drinking one of my favorite wines. It is a La Crema. It is California Russian River Valley Pinot Noir 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely bottle of wine, one of my favorites. Especially, it's very good with food, but I mean,
What do y'all think of Pinot Noir versus Cabernet? What's your thoughts?
I love Pinot Noirs.
You do?
They're my favorites, but I also love cabs.
See, my answer was going to be it's all
Yes.
wine.
Oh,
Yes.
Carmen.
And
We're
yes.
going to make
Carmen.
sophisticate out of you.
Yeah, look at this. Take
It's
a look.
not-
Oh my
It's
goodness!
not the same. It's a
Oh
lot
my
lighter
God.
color.
Look, guys, okay.
Look
Look
at
at
it.
that. Look at that.
Lighter
Look at
color.
these. Look at these. I don't want to say wine snobs because y'all are wine
It's
awesome people.
Atlanta
but
United red colors in there.
that's
It's
true.
beautiful.
That is gorgeous. That is
Pinot Noir
gorgeous.
is a little bit lighter, and it has, it has a very sort of distinctive. It's hard to describe.
Yeah, but the Russian River Valley, like I mean, if you
Russian River Valley.
you'll
That's
like taste the earth a little bit.
very.
That's called terroir.
Terroir.
Ooh, I like that. Terroir.
Back to planet Earth. We've got a heck of a game to talk about with Atlanta United at home last Saturday.
What? There was a soccer game.
7:30 kickoff at the Mercedes-Benz. Dave, were you there? I can't remember. No, it was all the kids.
We sent all the teenagers.
Sent all the teenagers to watch the excitement. Atlanta United
I was watching.
win 4-3, but it sure did not look like it was going to be the
What?
case.
We had it the whole time.
At the
What are you talking about?
whatever it was.
Weren't
the
you confident the whole time?
60th minute, it wasn't looking good.
So I ought to say, let's start out. Well, actually,
Nope.
see, since you're the wine guy now, I have to be our sponsor guy. Like, we forgot to thank our sponsors,
That's right.
right?
Right,
So if you want to go for an amazing glass of wine, you should go to the Delagana Plateau, and you should go to Wolf Mountain Vineyards. See, I'm being Mikey Dobbs.
Well
It's
done.
an amazing time of year to go up to the vineyard, have a great glass of wine, and sit and enjoy the views of the mountains. Or if you can't get all the way up to the mountains, if you want to be in the city, Wild Heaven Brewery, 3 locations, Avondale, Toco Hills, West Side. And if you go to the brewery and are like, maybe not a wine, I want to dream of being in the mountains, you can have the Wolf Mountain at the brewery.
Brilliant.
Yeah, fantastic. Can't beat it. Cannot beat it.
And if you're like
Well
Carmen,
done. Well done.
If you're like Carmen and you want to learn a little bit about wine, or
Ooh,
you want
yes.
to
Yeah.
get a little
I
more
need to.
sophisticated, go up to Wolf Mountain Vineyards, ask for Brandon
know
Bodner
what?
to educate you a little bit on
You know what?
on wine.
I'm going to make that trip.
Take the class.
Yeah.
I'm going to make
Take
that
the
trip.
class.
I'm going to take the class.
You went up with us.
Yeah.
I did, and
been there.
I did the initial class, but I need to focus.
Introductory
Yes.
class.
I got to focus.
Yeah.
The problem with the wine classes is usually it involves tasting wine, and then you can't remember anything.
That's usually the problem. That's
You
usually
got to
the
take
problem.
notes. Notes.
That's why you have to do it a lot of times. Repetition.
I like it. I like it.
All right, Mikey Dobbs. I like that too.
So
There
back
we
to the
Sorry,
action.
not to
Back to
cut
the
you off.
action.
Yes.
Atlanta United.
Oh, what I was going to say, when I interrupted myself is that our predictions, we had like 3-0, 3-1.
I said
4-1.
I said 4-1.
Yeah.
So I at least got the
Yeah.
goals for Atlanta, right?
You were close. I don't even. What were they?
We were really on the fact that Atlanta United can really score.
Yeah.
But defensively, we
Yeah,
were
we'll,
more.
and we'll talk about it. But
Okay.
oh boy, those were some goals.
I just thought I would bring that up
very.
to see whether the
Very.
fans out there liked our predictions or think that we're awesome or like,
Well,
you guys blew it on the defensive
I don't
side.
think we did. I think
I was say, how can you call that? No, go ahead.
how could I don't know how you can call.
There were some fluky goals.
Yeah, and let's. Do you want to jump right into it? Because it didn't take very long into that game for a fluky goal to happen, right?
Right.
So I don't know if we want to go to the YouTube here. I might as well.
Yeah.
Just jump right into it.
Good, because I have
It
some
was like-
things to say about it.
It was like what, the 7th, or is it under 10 minutes, right?
It was the 14th minute.
Oh, 14th minute. The ball goes in for a throw in on the far right side for NYCFC. They throw it in, and it was a ball that Williams clearly should have been able to just trap and take down, but it just somehow
What? You mean you think it went right under his
goes
foot?
right under his foot, and NYCFC, the forward or striker, gets a clear rip on near post. It comes off. Another player for NYFC, I think Wolf, picks it up and shoots it far post, not with a lot of power. It clearly hit the, yes, Guzan made a solid save on the near post.
did.
But boy, let's take a look at his movement after the second shot
Mikey Dowse
happened.
want to go after Guzan. I have other things to say about
Yeah,
this
I mean, there's a
goal.
lot to
There's
go
a
after.
lot.
We're
to
going to go
after.
with what Mikey Dowse wants first.
Yeah, well, let's do that. Like you said, that those are the obvious things, right? It goes under Williams' foot. Guzan has a nice save, but then kind of could have done better on the second.
All right.
Yep. Throwing on the right side.
Roll tape.
Here comes Williams. Oh, missed the ball entirely. Dribbling into the box. Shot near post. Saved by Guzan on the foot. Right back to NYFC, and he puts it in the far corner.
Right. Now, I'm sure if we rewind this,
You don't have to. They do a replay.
you have people just ball watching as Wolf just kind of walks across the front into open space. I would imagine that's another problem. Shh. Are you shushing me? Yeah, here it is. Okay. So there it goes under his foot.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. I want to show. So the first thing I want to say is Chung Hui. So I said this from the 3 scrimmages we got to see in the preseason. People were like, Chung Hui, he's amazing. And even Ronnie Deila was like pretty impressed by him. And I'm like, everything I've seen about him, and this is not a critique, he's 17 years old,
Right,
okay?
right.
But everything I've seen about him screams American left back, awesome going forward, athletic, good on the ball, and clueless defensively, right? I mean, so look right here. I mean, if my daughter is out there listening, or my son, I'm like, if there's a throw-in, you cannot let the ball go over your head. It's just dumb.
Yeah, well,
right. So if you're the left back, you need to back up and keep everything in front of you. And particularly, because what happens usually is if you watch youth soccer, mostly the players go right up to their player they're marking. They stand right on the back, and then the player throws it over both of them. And now you're both turning around and running to your own goal. And I'm like, why would you do that? Why not back up to where they can't throw it over your head? If they throw it short, you can come up, and now they're in big trouble. They got to trap it with all the pressure of you on. And if they throw it long, you got it, right? And this is a perfect example of this, right? So first of all, he doesn't even have anybody
Doesn't
to mark.
have a man to mark. Yeah, he needs
There's
a back.
nobody marking here, right? So if you're a left back, and if you've ever played for me or you've been one of my children, you've heard, do not let them throw it over your head. It's stupid. And he's so short here, right? So you'll see what happens as I play the clip. When he throws it over his head, right? I mean, right there, he's out of the play, gone. Why? For no reason.
To be fair, a professional soccer player should not let this go under his foot. Right?
Yeah,
there.
I mean, there's no getting
Like
around.
let's just start. I hear
Yeah.
you loud and clear on the basics of the throw in, but I think I think you're reaching at this point based on what is expected from a professional soccer player not to get scored.
Well, not as I think a 17-year-old. That's unfair criticism, but a professional soccer player, that is fair.
Well, no, I'm
don't
saying
do that.
Oh, I'm saying Williams as somebody who's a veteran professional soccer player, as a center
Williams
back.
is not a professional soccer player.
Yeah, okay. Well,
In my opinion,
yeah,
he's awful.
He's not. He's not.
Okay, here's what,
Because we'll talk about another goal that.
Okay, I'm just gonna you want to hit the button, Carmen, because what I wrote down. Here's what I wrote down. I wrote down Williams sucks. I don't think Deila can save him. Give us one of the youngsters. They will make mistakes, but at least they don't suck.
Yes, I'm with you.
Well done. Good notes.
Yeah.
Good notes.
I'll take.
He's heating up.
Give me Edwards as a center back, or give me Cobb. Right?
Yes, or really anybody.
Really,
a warm body.
Yeah, it's not good.
Because
I'll-
we'll get to it.
we'll get to-
in a
we'll get
minute,
to the other one.
Second one. But I want to show one more thing. Well, you want to talk about the goalkeeping? Yeah, don't go away from the clips.
Yeah,
'Cause we
don't-
got more
don't
from
go ahead,
more
yeah.
about the
My fault.
clicks.
Tell me, Carmen,
Here
your
we go.
son plays goalkeeper. Like Brad makes a nice save on the near post, but really, come on. I mean, there was no angle. He should have saved it.
Yep.
Should he have saved the shot here? Like
Oh.
The second shot?
the second
I
shot.
can drive.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah. Let's put it this way: as a goalkeeper's mother.
So the
that's-
first
yeah.
shot here, great
good
position.
save.
He's in great position.
Great.
Now, one thing I'll say is that in Mikey Dobbs' favor, he doesn't get down well here, right? It's at the foot. Nah, I don't think he could have done much more about that.
That's
but
good. That's
except
good
for
save.
he shouldn't fall backwards,
Right.
Which he's about to do.
Yeah.
But the save was fine.
Yeah,
Right?
and even
That's a good save.
even with him falling backwards, he's got plenty of time to recover. Given it takes an awkward bounce,
And he's up.
He's up.
Back up.
He's got good positioning here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he.
We've talked about the lateral movement.
Yeah.
This
He-
is the left to right movement here.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, Wolf does hit the bejeebies out of this ball. Watch. I'm kidding. He's
completely
He totally
kidding.
shanks it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Click too high.
Dave, you're just failing.
Well, the problem was
He's doing it all today. He's doing he's doing the sponsors. He's doing the.
the problem
Yeah.
is that I have a bad angle, just
Yeah.
like Guzan.
Yeah.
do you think it was because he mishit it that it threw Guzanov? It must have been.
Possible.
Maybe?
Yeah, that's that off-speed pitch. It's hard
But
to
I
hit.
feel like most keepers even are able to get down hands quick enough for that one, and he wasn't even able to kick save it.
Yeah, it was not a great effort. So anyway,
No, I want.
that's a disappointing start against a team we're hoping to get some momentum on. We got another comment, Dave.
Yes.
All right, so ball.
Let's see if we get to the. Not this one. The third. I think it's the third version of the. Not this one either. Maybe is there a fourth clip?
You never know with MLS.
Yeah,
highlights.
it's here. It's the fourth
wow,
clip.
here we go.
I'm like, there's one that's really more zoomed out, and this is what I want to show you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, how do we feel about Brooks Lennon's positioning as right back right now?
I am, as far as him not being too pinched in, I'm actually kind of pleasantly surprised.
Carmen?
I'm okay with it.
Me too. I think it's perfectly fine. He's in perfectly great
Yeah.
position. He's holding the line. All right. He's in great position. Okay. Let's play the clip a little bit. Watch him. Just watch nobody but him. Okay. How is he doing now?
He's doing great. He's paying attention to where the runner's going. He's looking at him.
Right.
So still all
Carmen,
good.
you still good?
Still good?
All right,
Still
me
good?
too. Mikey Dobbs always says open your hips. He's got open hips. He's looking at the ball, and the man is awesome. Okay. How are we doing now?
Well, now has been a shot on goal. He's still okay. As of now, he's still okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's in great position,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Notice, though, this guy is going to score.
Yeah.
Okay. This is his guy. Now watch absolutely oblivious defending because watch him track him. So this guy is going to come over here to make the finish. Now, granted, it bounces over Williams' head, right? But he just lets him go. And you might say, oh, wait, he's letting him go because there's an open guy here. Carmen, do you see anybody on that side of the field whatsoever?
I see no one on that side.
There
of the
is
field.
nobody. So, Mikey Dobbs, if you were a coach and you were telling him what would you do in this situation, what would you tell them?
Stay glued to that guy.
Yes, stay on him and don't let him go until we've won the ball and gotten up the field. Does he stay? Watch. Look where he is now.
He and Williams cross over like.
But look how far Lennon is from the goal scorer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is crazy because he was in perfect defending position. And now he's like 8 yards away from where he scored.
Yeah.
And he clearly allows Williams to take that and backs off. But why?
Yeah, no reason.
There's no reason. He should have kept going. And,
Yeah.
maybe he runs into Williams and he never gets to him or whatever. No
Yeah,
problem.
no
But
goal.
he should
no
be
goal happens. At that point.
trying to stay with your guy, making a run across the face of the goal.
Yeah.
And how many? Do the math here. How many Atlanta United players are inside the box versus
That's true.
NYCFC players?
It's
Carmen?
6 versus 1.
Yeah.
Sorry. Carmen.
6 versus 1.
That's Carmen. Sorry.
You do.
He was, one of those people in class.
Yeah,
He was one of those
second
people.
time you're cutting her off. I'm like, I asked Carmen a question. Carmen, how many?
I wasn't expecting that last thing you say, Carmen. I was ready.
He was counting. He didn't.
on it.
It's
Sorry.
fine. It's
Sorry.
fine.
Sorry.
But no, I mean, it is
Sorry.
6-1.
6-1. You would think who?
So again,
Like he does. When there's 6-1, who do you expect to win
Yeah,
the
and-
ball? The 6 or the 1?
and Carmen, did we see this with Pineda? Like this was not our same problem, right?
Oh no, not the same problem. We would have been like nobody in the just
Yeah, it's
all over the place.
Chaos. There would only been 2 guys back. and
Yeah.
then they were opening, but I don't. Whatever.
This is
Yeah.
like we have.
That's not Ronnie Deila's fault.
no,
No.
it is not.
That's
Absolutely
just
not.
crap defending. So all these people are like,
Crap.
why isn't Lennon in the national team? This is 2 weeks in a row. We have shown you exactly why he's in the national team. Because if you're Pochettino
Not
and you're
in the
watching just him playing, you're like, he cannot defend. He is absolutely clueless
He's heating up.
instinct-wise.
He's on fire.
And seriously, are people talking about Lennon on the national
Yeah.
team
Yes.
for reals?
And he keeps saying that's his ultimate goal. And why, what does he have to do to get on the national team? If I'm your coach, Lennon, I would show you this and show you this and show you this. And they said, you are not getting on the national team until you learn to look at the danger and go
Yeah.
find it in the box and make a play. Instead of being like, oh, I'm great at going forward and crossing, which he is.
He is fantastic.
And he got to complement that as with defending. You're a right back.
yeah, he's not a defense. I
I
mean,
am sick and tired of watching American right and left backs who are amazing going forward, good on the ball, and have zero instinct defensively. Somebody teach them how to defend. Nobody has taught him.
yeah.
So, not a great start,
That's my soapbox.
but okay. Overall, first half, right? So we make that mistake. There were some opportunities that we should have had to score. I can't remember all of the build up, but it felt like we played okay.
Okay,
In the first
Saba,
half?
25th minute at the top of the box, had a just deflected shot just wide. At 41 minutes, Cleek with a terrific long switch to Saba. He crossed it along the ground to Latte Loth, makes a bad touch, and that's when we finally score. We go to it or no?
Yeah, let's go to it.
All right.
I'll let you. You want to do it,
Yeah.
Cats?
Yeah, this is the one.
I don't know where it is on the
Oh, okay.
highlight clip. It's our first goal. It's when it goes from 1-0 to 1-1.
Yeah, it's right there, back a little bit.
Yeah, it's not very,
Right there, yeah.
Exactly.
So Latte Loth could have also shot this, but he sees Miranchuk
Now, my question
coming
to
from him.
Mikey Dobbs, and it doesn't matter, but I'm not sure. Did he purposely step over this ball, or did he miss it?
I don't know. Let's let it run. I'll give you my opinion. And by that you mean Latte Loth or that was Miggy.
Miggy Almiron.
No, he just kind of.
I think it was behind him.
It was just
Oh,
behind
really?
him. Yeah.
Oh, see, I thought Miggy's was for real. I think Latte Loth, the guy just came in.
Yeah. I think Latte saw
Latte
Miranchuk
Loth traps it, and then he was going to try to turn and do crazy things, and he's like,
Yeah.
"All right, you got this,
Yeah,
shoot
he-
it."
yeah.
Which is to his credit,
Yeah.
he wasn't a
Yeah, he did-
selfish striker.
100%. Yeah. No, I think.
But my wonder is at that last second, Almiron seems to pick his foot up. Like I think it was behind him, and he was like,
yeah,
What
he,
I think
he
is
let
that-
it. He let it go on purpose.
I think he let it go on purpose because he's like, I'm not getting a good shot on that.
Yeah.
And that's classy because most people would have tried a dumb shot and
Yeah.
cost us the goal.
Or even if he'd have gotten anything on that, it would have stopped.
These
it
are
from
the
going-
things that like very little people notice, right? You're
Yeah.
like, oh, does that matter? And yes, because most people would have hacked at that ball and gotten a weak dribbler to the goalkeeper, and he picks it up and saves it. But Al Marone made a great run. He's in a good position. He's desperate to score. He hasn't scored a goal yet at this point. Right. In his return to Atlanta United. And he's still classy enough to be like, that's behind me. I have no idea really if someone's behind me, but I'm going to let it go and see.
Absolutely.
Which is classy.
So it's 1-1 now in the 42nd minute. We tie it up before halftime.
Yep.
Feeling pretty good. I'm out bowling on a Saturday night with some people at a birthday party.
You were bowling?
Yeah, we had the game on a iPad.
What did you score?
By the way, bowling is a lot more fun than I scored like over 150 like 3 times, so not bad, but I expect better from me.
That's pretty good.
It's all right.
It's all right.
I'm going to disagree with Carmen. That's pretty good.
150?
150.
It's all right.
Yeah.
What do you bowl?
I agree. I'm with you, Carmen.
Did I just walk into the pro bowling?
I mean, I'm not saying I haven't bowled in a minute, but I don't even know how to keep score. But
I think we should have an ATL on fire bowling.
150 is not
Bring
easy
it.
to get.
Yeah,
Bring
it's so much
it.
fun. I'm
That
telling
does
you.
sound like
150 is not easy to
Ooh,
get.
bowling
Underrated.
event. I'm
You
down.
can drink beer and still be okay and score a 155.
Depends on my
That's what I'm
definition of okay.
I'm down.
It's all about the spare. To get
All
points.
right. So
All right.
let's go.
Move on.
Carmen, you can move it to 159 in the highlights.
159.
So this is
I'm gonna take
this is at the
control now.
beginning of the second half, correct? Yes. Just into the second half. And what happens? The goalkeeper,
It's the first minute of the
first
second
minute of the second half, the goalkeeper bombs it right down Center Avenue. And you know what, Carmen? Dave has spoken about this. This is why we're very hard on Williams.
Okay.
Like the vision,
All right.
again, just like the throw in.
Right.
All you have to do is not let this go over your head.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's your job.
This is
Gotta
your job.
Read
That's
the
like your
flight
job.
of the ball.
Read
which
the
you
flight of
had
the ball.
like
I mean,
25
cannot-
seconds. I mean,
exactly.
I'm making that exaggerated.
And not
but-
even really read it. Just make sure it stays in front of you.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
Ideally, and you'll hear the coaches say it, don't let the ball bounce.
Oh yeah. That's one thing I know from like
Every coach, even the worst coach, will tell you,
Even.
don't let the ball bounce.
Yeah.
And
A 10-year-old
they're right.
would scream
They're
at you.
right. So Williams, he's about to kick it. Don't let the ball bounce. But no.
yeah, don't.
You
That's
want me to take
that's.
control
I mean,
now?
we really. I mean, well, there's that mistake, and then the bumbling of Lennon on defense as well. But
All right, we'll
another
get to
reason why Lennon's not on the national
I'm
team.
going to stop it like a few times in the air just so you see.
Yeah.
Oh.
to-
All right. So this is Williams right here.
All he has to do is be able to nick that with his head and put it out to one of the sides so Braguzan can dive on it and call it a day.
Or stay goal side, yeah. And either.
But you know
Any
what I mean?
all
Like-
of the above.
Like
Accurate.
he already, but at this point he already knows. Oh crap! It's kind of going over my head. Okay, so just use your legs, catch up with it, and then like head it back towards Braguzan, preferably to this near side of the picture here, to Braguzan's left, because
Right.
there's pressure on the other side potentially.
Okay. So that ball is in the air. Okay. And the ball it's actually, you can't see it because it's right underneath the scoreboard. But at this point, Carmen,
Uh-oh. I'm not looking at it.
does anybody think that NYFC is going to run off to the goal and score?
Oh gosh, no.
No, you're like,
No.
we're in a good spot. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Anybody think now?
Nope. You should be able to.
I mean,
get
the New York City FC guy doesn't even have any clue where the ball is. He's just running
Right.
and hoping that he misses it.
Exactly.
And Williams is looking right at the ball.
again a professional player.
Yep.
No, not a professional player.
Okay, should be able to get some sort of touch on it.
Now, does he get it out of the air?
Nope.
No. No.
Brutal.
So once you don't get it out of the air, you've got to get between him and the.
Hey, you know what's ironic? In the 84th minute, we win the game on a identical play.
Good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't want to jump the gun on that, Dave, but that's exactly what happened.
We're going to play that
to
one
them.
slow too. Now that you're talking about a guy who has ridiculous pace, right? This is not a guy who has ridiculous pace. This is the faster player.
Serious?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
And you know what has to be so frustrating is Gregerson. I feel bad for him.
He takes up. So what happens is, the reason why it looks like he's slower on this clip is because he takes such a bad angle because he was going to try to win the ball out of the air, and which he should have.
Okay.
I mean, it's a moon ball, right?
Right.
He had plenty of time to do this, right? But he misjudges it so badly that he's trying to go for the ball, and then he gets caught in no man's land, and that's why the slower guy gets past him, right? And then instead of botting it up, he's gonna try to do this. I mean, does anybody recommend that as classic technique? I'm going to try to kick it by his head right when he's running by me as the last defender. Now, I also want to show you something else on this play. And again, everybody looking at Williams or whatever, look at Chunky.
Yeah.
Is this good defending?
Yeah. He's already.
How did that happen?
Do you want to
Can we
go back?
Like,
Yeah.
did he just,
See,
run
now-
past him, or what
Now
happened?
Carmen is really getting into it, right?
What happened? Yes.
Okay, because I'm going to show you.
Let's see. Do they show him? Okay, where is he at? Oh, no. Can't have that.
Right? So he starts inside of him, equal to him, right?
Right.
And A, no defensive instincts. B, lazy. There's no way this guy is faster than the 17-year-old Chunky. He's like the fastest.
Yeah.
And then loses ground.
So if this had been not down the center, if it had been the right, he was totally beat too.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying. God dang it. American soccer watchers, stop just watching offense and somebody watch defense and be like, okay, because I want to show you one more thing, Carmen.
Okay, please do.
Okay, how about Lennon?
Yeah. He's same thing.
Are you kidding me? You want to go back?
Yes. Nope. I don't need to go
I
back.
do want to go back.
Literally off of a goal kick, we have 3 players in front of our entire defense.
So he's inside too.
3 players get in front of our entire defense off of a goal
There's this
kick.
element, though, and I get what you're saying, but the same way, how you have strikers who just always know where the ball should be, I feel like with our defenders, they assume, they're like, Williams is going to head it, he's going to win it in the air, I'm going to be lazy and not track back, where a real defender knows you have to track back and do that.
Now, you
That's
know-
what I feel like. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. of
Well,
hoping
again, Williams made his other made a player look bad again. Made
Yeah.
him, that 17-year-old, look bad again because all he had to do was head it, and we wouldn't be talking about it.
And I'm going to
Right.
disagree with both of you, and I'm going to say this. So Ronnie Deila is coaching them that we're pressuring, okay? And so you got to be up on your players.
Right.
So 1, 2, 3 guys were all up on their players trying to be like, oh, I'm going
Yeah.
to beat him to the ball, right?
Yep.
The problem is when the goalkeeper is kicking the ball, you do not want to be up on your player. That is
makes
the
sense.
one time you can back off. You have all day. When we are pressuring the ball, when they're building out of the back, now you get on them. This is just dumb defending.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Because when the goalkeeper has the ball, give yourself a 5-10 yard cushion. And then if they play out of the back, now you go
He's
pressure.
heating up.
I was going to say the exact same
He's
thing.
on fire.
So what this is them not realizing that there's a difference between the goalkeeper having the ball and them playing out of the
I was
back.
going to say, it's ironic that we have been talking about Williams being up and on someone, and he is in the one occasion where he should be.
He doesn't need to be. Why do you need to be up? I mean, let's go back, right? Like, so, the goalkeeper has the ball, right?
Yep.
Here, is there any reason why our center backs need to be up on? Is he going to play a ball on the ground to their attackers? I mean, if he is, you have like 20 seconds.
Like,
I'm
if it was-
exaggerating to get there.
Like,
Right.
look, if it's Erling Haaland, I get it. Like, you got to. You got to be up on his chili, even on the goal kick, even from the keeper. But
no, I would say Erling Haaland, you want to be even further back because he's super fast. He'll run right by you.
no, I disagree. I think you have to have a different setup, but somebody better be
Yeah.
on Erling Haaland's back.
Oh, if you do
But
that,
you
you
have to have
better
somebody
grab
behind.
his jersey and
And
trip
you
him.
need somebody behind.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
That's
You
the
can
thing.
pressure cover, but I mean, this is just shambolic. Because when we stop it, I'm gonna do it. Just
Why are you torturing me like this?
well, I just thought it was funny because everybody's looking at this, and I was like, wait a second, this and this. All right, let's let the clip play.
So Williams just pops it straight up, and then Lennon comes in
Yeah.
and just mows over the player, like just zero self-awareness. And he's thinking it right now on the ground. He's
Yeah,
like,
he's
what was I doing?
I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
pretty much. That's
But you're right. As soon as he gets popped up, it's like 3 people are ahead of all our people.
Yeah, they had 3
Like
on
3
0.
on 0. Well, yeah.
That's just terrible.
That's not good.
And again, hit pause or go back to that. Watch the touch that the guy made on that when it came down. The Brooks Lennon's looking at him. He takes it away from goal on the touch right here. Right?
Yeah.
And Lennon just smashes into him and gives him a free penalty kick.
Well, Lennon is so desperate because he knows he's so badly beaten, and that's why. And to be fair, what I was saying about Williams being faster, Lennon is not faster there. So once he's gotten caught up and the guy started running behind him, he's dead, right? Which is so yet another reason. But the thing about it is, so Lennon will say, you know, or if you're Pineda or whatever, and we weren't pressuring up like we were all last year, was terrible. They would say, look, that's the problem. If you get up on the guy, he's going to go around you, right? That's only a situation with the goalkeeper, right? If they're playing out of the back and short, they're going to play to his feet. If they launch a ball, if they play short first or whatever, and then they launch the ball, then the other guy behind you can come in and get that ball. Like,
Make sure Carmen gets some of the
what we
crema
got?
again.
What's going on? More?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Thank you.
So, okay. That's that goal.
Got to.
And now we are down 2-1. And if we go forward only 3 more minutes into the game, there is another shambolic defending moment from the 17-year-old. And look, it is just a mistake.
yeah.
So I don't know that we need to dwell on it too much. No. It's just a mistake, and we get
Do
scored
we
on.
want to show it?
I don't know. I think
Do we not even want to show it?
I don't
I'm
even
fine
know.
with that.
I'm fine.
with
There's
that.
no reason to show it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got all day,
Sean
and he makes a
Quay,
bad touch.
he has he's probably thinking, you know, like when you haven't played in big pressure situations like that, he's trying to be calm and cool, and he just is a little too calm and cool on it, and it comes off his foot. 17. Move on.
But for all
Move
those
on.
people out there who are like, oh, maybe the ATL on fire is really harsh on defenders and they're making whatever. We're not. Like,
Yeah, that's
17
just-
years old, we're like,
that's life.
That's just a mistake. That's a bad touch.
It's a bad touch.
I don't
Bad touch.
mind, and I think you said this last podcast, I don't mind a mistake, a bad touch, as much as I mind just playing poorly positionally and making, you know, if you do positionally everything right, you're going to, you know, more often than not, you're going to do well. Now, the other thing you need is you need good players, and Williams, not a good player.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm at the bowling alley, and I think I text you guys.
Yes, I have the text.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see. Let me make sure.
I may have had a couple brewskis at the.
Yeah. All
There's
right.
3 sheets. to
I'm
win.
not sure if this is exactly what you're talking about, but the Mikey Dobbs, and I need to keep track of how many times you do this season.
Yeah.
But he's like, worry meter, 8 out of 10. I might be done with podcast if this doesn't turn.
Yeah.
To be fair, the answer to your question, Carmen, is he's not going to do it at all the rest of the season because we are turning a corner.
We're turning a corner.
And
Yeah.
you're not going to worry about it.
Are we
It's
sure?
going to get better
We
and
think?
better and better.
We think.
Yes.
I feel like we get it usually at least. Well, that was in
It's
the
not gonna happen.
Pineda era.
I'll
so
take
no
that
more.
bet. You want
That
to
was
make a
it?
bet, Carmen?
Well, we can't because he's in control of it.
Yeah, but he's honest.
He's honest. Okay.
He wouldn't say it if he didn't mean it.
Yeah. Do you think
I
that
feel like one more time.
we can have this many bad moments individually? I mean, like maybe, but I don't know that we can. Like, there's a lot of bad individual mistakes that.
There's.
Well, there isn't it. So to be fair, some of the really
So how do you fix this as a coach? Right? Like that's like some focus. How do you do that, Dave?
And I will say before he gets into
Like
it,
even Williams is
Katz's-
capable of fixing all of that.
Katz's response to what you were saying was, that has to be the worst defending I may have ever seen at the professional level. Please stop giving me outside backs who are good going forward. That was his response.
yeah.
So how do you fix it? Going back to Katz.
Yeah, how do you fix
Well,
that?
it's easy, and it will be fixed in a heartbeat because 2 things. So first of all, I mean, barring a shoddy hamstring, Amador comes in and replaces Chung-Kui, and Amador never makes those mistakes. He's a classy left back, and he knows what he's doing. Not to say he's never going to make a
I
mistake,
was gonna
but,
say, why did you just jinx us?
I was about to say, I feel like where's the wood to knock on?
but he's a way better player. And I think what will happen, I mean, we'll see, but this is where I'm like,
We have to see Noah Cobb.
what I was going to say is, are we Pineda or are we Ronnie Deila? And the question is, will Noah Cobb or Matt Edwards replace Williams?
Oh,
Now there's your bet.
yeah.
Yes or no?
Noah Cobb.
Wait, Carmen first.
Okay.
Yes
Oh,
or no? Will it
no.
happen? Will Ronnie Deila do it or not?
Ooh. He'll wait too long, but I think he might do it.
Okay.
I don't think he'll wait too long. Ronnie Deila and I'm about to talk about the subs he's about to make at this point in the game. He makes a decisive substitution at this point early on. Doesn't wait till the 70th minute.
57th minute is what
Yeah.
Mikey Dawes is talking
Okay.
about.
He
All right.
he brings in only 6 minutes after this goal.
That's right.
Look at this. I love it.
He brings in Edwards to get rid of Chung
Dawes.
Kui.
On it,
Yep.
on it,
Okay.
on it.
All
See,
right.
when I actually have time to pay attention, I see some
Okay.
stuff.
He's not as dumb as he looks,
Yeah,
people.
he's
there's-
not.
wait.
Cheeky bastards.
Okay.
We're not that drunk.
But there's a difference between bringing off a 17-year-old to put somebody in and bringing off Williams as a center back and
Wait,
replacing
before
him
you
with
answer
somebody.
that question, I want to say, I think previously you guys were like, oh, Dave has some insight. And I was like, no, you have some insight. Also, this is bullshit. That, my friends, is why this is an amazing podcast,
Yeah.
because Mikey Dawes knows this stuff too.
And
Like, come on.
the other sub who came on as well.
Silva for Cleek and Miranchuk goes to defensive midfield.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. So at this
okay.
point,
Yeah, I got you.
yeah. So at this point, I'm like, man, I really like these subs.
I got you.
But I do want your insight here, Dave.
Yep.
Is he put Chung Kui under a lot of pressure with Amador, who got
And he was just coming back from international duty with the U18s,
Yeah.
whatever. He was abroad.
So
Okay.
I also think maybe it was a mistake from Deila to start him to begin with when you had Matt Edwards to start in the left back position all
Now,
along.
to be fair to Deila, Amador was in the starting lineup. When they posted it on
Yeah.
Twitter, he was in the starting lineup. So
Right.
it was clearly only in warm-up that he said he couldn't go.
Right.
Okay.
So
So it was a last-minute decision. This was not a super plan.
But why didn't he start Edwards to begin with? He was already gotten.
Oh, well, clearly if Amador is ready, he would start him. The question is whether he didn't pivot to a more slightly having played more ready Edwards. I don't know.
Okay.
I thought maybe he should have done that.
And
My only
Hernandez, as we all know, is always injured. So let's just get that out of our mind. He can't play either.
I was about to say we saw him briefly
Ronald
last week.
Hernandez.
Do we want to go to the highlight on the next one or just talk about it? This is the Saba goes down the right side, crosses it, goes off Parks, own goal against Parks.
That
That happened in the
was
60-second.
60, yeah. Yeah, sure. I want to actually. Can you go to the 3:45 in the highlights, because we're all ragging on whatever, but I want to show you something else, just because we don't only focus on the catastrophes.
Yeah.
So this is a free kick for New York City FC, and they put it in the highlights. So I thought this was a great moment to show.
Yep.
This is my Ronnie Deila can really coach moment.
Okay.
Because if you watch the defending on this free kick, it is excellent.
Yeah.
So we got two guys. There's a free kick out wide.
Already, I just want to say, so all the people who have listened to this podcast for a long time, I'm already just going to give you the insight here.
Yep.
Is we've always talked about, like, in these situations, you got to have some elbow grease against some players. You can't play zonal in too many areas where they're just going to run through and time it to where
Right.
they can get through.
The stupid zonal where guys are spaced every
Yeah.
2 yards and somebody runs right in between and scores.
And there's a guy
No.
there's a guy like 2-3 feet in front of Gregerson that doesn't have elbow grease on it, but there's kind of three players to account against him.
They're letting that guy be offside for the moment, but
Yeah.
everybody else is bodying people up. Nobody's going to run free.
Right.
And that's fine. If that guy goes behind, you got to let him go. You're holding the line. So this is perfect textbook defending, including so there's a 2-person wall to make it a little bit harder. There is Saba out here
Ready to
where
snake the
if
short.
there is not just to shift the short, but if it gets deflected, second ball.
Okay.
Right. I mean, and let's play it. Let's play it and pause it. Right.
So it's an in-swinger.
Watch as they go. Is anybody running free, Carmen?
Doesn't look like it, even though I'm a little nervous still, but
Yeah,
it
well,
looks like everyone's marked.
The challenge on this one is, I don't know if it's Williams in front of the tall guy in
That's
the
what I
center.
was thinking, yeah.
Like, if it's a perfect ball, it could get to his head.
You're talking about, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but they're flanking those guys, and he's grabbing him a little bit. Yeah, he could score. And to be fair, on a free kick like this is really dangerous.
Yeah,
Somebody
it is.
can score.
Yeah.
That's not my problem. I'm not expecting them to.
Correct. My point is, I said if it's a perfect ball that goes right to that tall guy's head, I would say maybe you would want a taller guy in front of that tall NYCFC guy.
You know who's the only person who you worry about in this play?
Who?
Who's that? Miggy back there?
No.
Lennon?
Cook's Lennon.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, he doesn't look
So
like
what happens here? So let's play it. Okay, it curls in too much. Braguzan gets a punch. Yeah. So was that more of a shot or a cross?
It was a cross. It was one of those ones where you drive it at the far post and see what happens, which is a great play from that position. No, but I wanted to point out, right, because I was like the only one I was worried about is Lennon. So his guy stops. Does Lennon know that at all?
Oh no, he hasn't taken.
He's ball watching again.
He's totally ball watching
again for the second time, and then his guy. What happens? Let it run.
I mean, it's okay, but if he punches it right here, this guy scores.
Yeah, I were reaching a little bit,
right? I mean, that's not a dangerous play.
We'd have to see what happens,
but it's just clueless.
Yeah,
like come on.
I think you're being a little hard there.
Well, but I would say no, because what I was saying is that this I thought was textbook awesome defending from
Carmen.
Lennon.
Do you think he's being a little hard on Lennon there?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little. Just a little, though.
I love being hard on Lennon's defending, but I think they're a little
defending lacks sophistication.
So, okay.
How about that? Is that more PC?
That's accurate.
So, did we wanted to go to the goal that Saba crossed and went off Parks to get one?
I have to say, yeah. I mean, we will do that, but this last sub was Braum came on. Instead of Noah Cobb.
Braum. Oh.
Why? What do you think? What are we thinking?
Well, I don't know. Do you think this will change over time as
I hope so. I mean, he doesn't have as much watching the team as we do.
Deila has not watched the team as much, but hopefully he'll.
All right, let's go to Mikey Dow, 75th minute.
All right.
Edwards down the left.
Yeah. And what I want to point out here is this is all Miggy Almiron, by the way. Watch
75th
this.
minute.
Am I in
yeah.
Oh, I'm the wrong
61.
minute. Sorry. 75th. There we go.
Oh no, you had it good. Go back.
Pretty close.
You had to go back. Go back a little bit more.
All right.
Okay, yeah, right here is good.
All right.
Yeah, because I want to point out the reason this all happened again is classic Miggy Almiron. So if you just let it run, and tell me what you see, Dave, as Miggy Almiron comes over here jogging towards the side, whoop.
Yep.
Oh, beautiful. Free Saba down the right. Now he's running. And
then he just is looking. Hey, latte la, here it comes. And Parks is like, I'm an MLS defender. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to play it for a corner kick. I'm going to kick it at my own goal.
Well, one of the things I'll say, though, is what's really nice is that, so many times when we were crossing under Pineda, we talked about there was like one guy in the box. Mm-hmm. Here you have Silva and Latte La both making active runs in the box, so anything can happen. And that's what forces the defender to do that.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. So there's that. Now
it's 3-3.
We're cooking. It's 3-3. No.
3-3.
No, it's not.
Nope. What is it?
It's 3-2 at this point.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's correct.
3-2.
So
in the 75th minute, we have this goal build up with Silva down the left side.
Yep.
And you think there's
it's
some momentum.
Edwards down the left, and he finds Silva. Yeah.
Edwards to Silva, and then Silva kind of goes to a dead end.
Good, perfect.
Turns around, does a little spin move, and crosses it again. Two people in the box. Two people you want in the box, Miggy and Latte Lath for sure. And somehow Miggy's the one who gets the header on this go. What did you think about Silva, though, and his choices here? A little lucky on the...
let's go. So it's down the left, and Edwards doing great down the left.
Yep.
Doesn't force it. Cuts it back. Boom. Great ball. And now Silva's in the box for a moment temporarily on his own. What do you want him to do?
Is there somebody in front of the? I would play it back to the top of the 18 here personally. Whoever that person is,
that, or try to drive it in hard and see if he can get.
Yeah, but he's not really in the best position to do that. Like I would have played it to Fortune there personally.
Now, one of the things you saw in that half second that I played in pause, look who goes boom right into here.
We got three people in the
Saba time.
We got
great run.
People in the box.
Great run.
Look at us.
Right? This is Miran No, that's Almiron. Sorry,
Almiron,
that's
Latte,
Almiron there,
and
and
Sabo.
Latte Loth. Right, Fortune is getting here at the top of the box.
I think if he would have had a classier touch to Fortune quickly before he turned it back, would have been the right play. But it turned out to be great.
Yeah, it
So
worked.
Makes a great move. Of course, everybody's static at that point. Now it looks like the play is dead because
Yeah.
he has to cut it back towards their own goal. And this, looks like not so good. But we have 1, 2, 3 guys in the 6-yard box, so that makes it dangerous. And it looks like Latte Loth is going to score.
Yeah,
but
I don't even
here
have.
comes
He
Miggy.
misses the head, and I'm not sure Almiron knows much about it. No, he does actually. Looks
course
like
he does, yeah.
it on purpose.
He actually poaches in there and gets it.
Almiron, welcome back.
Yeah.
Do we have our song?
Do we have a song?
Yeah, welcome back, Almiron. It's now the
Which
moment.
one is it? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Is bottom left? I don't know. What
Bottom left. Try the bottom left.
Oh, it's not
Nope.
it. Oh.
We're gonna try them all.
No. Yes, there it is.
Yeah, there
All
we
right,
go.
now we got to do it
So-
because
Now it's 3-0, 3-3, not 3-0, 3-3. Now I start hitting some strikes at the bowling alley. Feeling good.
oh, Miggy Almiron. Ben's was glowing right there. Oh, not
Yeah.
anymore. Except for the pollen.
So we stopped the bleeding. The bleeding is stopped at this point. I'm like, okay,
like
podcast is back, Dave.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, okay. I was like, we might even win this game at this point.
Not we might. We're going to.
Now we didn't
You
know.
I was like, yes, we're going to
Okay.
win it.
Yeah, it certainly felt like it. So, and now we get a little bit of deja vu on how the game started. Braguzan decides to go up Main Street in the 84th minute,
Yeah.
and this is how we win.
All right. So we were critical, right, of our defending.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same thing now on the opposite, right? Because it's almost the exact same play, right?
Yeah, it was
Guzan
shambolic.
has the ball.
Shambolic defending, and
Well, let's see.
The defender wanted to blame it on the goalkeeper, and I don't.
He was mad at the goalkeeper, yeah.
Yeah, he was mad at the goalkeeper, and I'm not buying what
No, you're
he's
not.
selling.
You're not. I mean,
Okay.
ooh.
So how do they look?
He should be able to head that ball.
Yeah, it's a
Same identical
same
thing.
up in the air. Now,
Yeah.
to be fair, okay, so we were in that position in the middle, but our outside backs were both getting run by.
Yeah.
So New York City FC is better, right? Like
Yeah.
if you want to say what's the difference, right? And what I will say in this guy's defense is that this guy Latte Loth is really, really fast.
Super fast,
I think he's the
yeah.
fastest
Well,
player
yeah,
in
he
the
was
MLS.
he was clearly scared of his speed, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's see, because he's supposed to get it out of the air. And
Yeah.
it's really deep.
Yeah, it's a deep, deep ball.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's
a
tough.
bomb that you got to get in the end zone, but
But
he's
he-
got to make contact.
Yeah, and even after it bounces, he should be able to head it on the second bounce back to the keeper or out of bounds.
That's a good point.
Right, so it goes over his head here. All he's got to do now is head it to the goalkeeper.
Yeah. So he really, again, it was really deep, though. I mean, this ball it bounces, what, 10 yards outside
Why are
their
you
18?
giving NYCFC's defensive guy
No, I don't
credit?
disagree with you.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
Let's see. Where is it bounced though?
And
What-
then he wanted-
Oh yeah, he could have had that.
Yeah, and then he should have been able to head this too, but instead he's trying to shield it against one of the most cheeky signings ever in MLS with
But this
Latte
is
Loth.
one thing I want to say is like so many coaches are afraid they want to play out the back, play out the back. But everybody, if you're super pinched up to be pressuring alpha, playing out of the back, if you have a goalkeeper who can punt it that far and you got a fast, or can kick it that far and you got a fast guy, this is pretty dangerous.
And
Because they're all running backwards.
And why would this defender expect the goalkeeper to have been further up, like to get this ball at this point?
Well, I think he thinks that was so far in the air that he should have been out here already. But
Yeah.
where he is now, no chance.
yeah,
But to be fair, that ball went 70 yards in the air, and he was still inside his 6-yard box. So that's not great either.
Yeah. It was coming from the other keeper. It should be further out.
At this point, though, if you're the goalkeeper,
I mean, the defender needs to.
Defender
you
just needs
should
to-
have stayed, and the defender's got to clear this.
Yeah, gotta clear it.
All he has to do is just take it to the corner flag here.
Just kick it. Anywhere will do.
Yeah.
He's trying to run it to the goalkeeper to pick up, and I think that is ambitious thinking.
Right. Now the keeper should be screaming at him though.
Should have been out.
This is where like the class of Latte Latte, like, look at this, right? Like he's trying to shield it. How did he get his foot here and chip it to the far post? It is brilliant.
How did he get
inside
there?
of him.
What? How
did he move that 2 yards that fast?
Because he's real fast.
And then he just outside of the foot chips it over the goalkeeper here. What?
Yeah.
That's actually really, really nice. I didn't even recognize how nice that was.
It's still hard for me to comprehend how he did that.
Oh my gosh.
That is a ridiculous
That's why you
goal.
got to go through it in slow motion. And he's like,
It's horrible defending, but it's an insane goal.
I would say it's horrible defending, and it's really horrible communication.
That's the thing.
Right? The goalkeeper and the defender.
I mean, at this, like, early, the keeper should have been like out.
Yeah, but even the defender's already complaining like it was a goal before the goal even happened.
He's like, why aren't you coming? Why aren't you coming? Why aren't you coming?
Like, he gave up on the play before the play was even done. That's 100% that center back's fault.
Oh, I agree.
He was already complaining before he just gave up on the play.
I agree.
I would sub that guy out immediately. Be like, you go to the locker room before this.
You mean
game's
Williams?
Over. Yeah, that too.
Yeesh.
All right, so we won the game.
The podcast lives.
The podcast lives. Now,
4-3,
we
as
were-
we all predicted.
we were super optimistic going into this game.
We knew we were going to score goals.
We knew we were going to score goals. We would never have expected we would have had 3 bonehead errors.
No, we never expected
No, you
Williams
can't
We
to
get
expected-
swing and miss the ball.
I expected-
We would never expect Chunkwee to be on the game on the field, much
I was
less
about
make a
to
bad
say,
touch.
yeah.
I expected
Exactly.
one bonehead move for 1 goal. So I was expecting 4-1. And what happens? They let me down.
4-3 is what
They
happened.
let us all down. I can't remember what I predicted, but I
You
definitely
predicted
You were 3-0.
You were 3
us.
nothing.
Really?
I think Dave.
No,
was
you were
3
3-1. I was 3-0.
Oh, you were 3
Yeah, that's
nothing.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
3-1.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah.
Dallas FC coming up this weekend
Yeah.
at home again.
I think Dallas, as I was saying in the podcast, and if anybody's really listening carefully, I was saying Dallas is terrible. And then they're like, if you look at the table, oh, no, they're not terrible. They're like in 4th or 5th or 6th or something.
It's early
Maybe
on.
Karen can pull it up, but I think they're not good.
No?
We play them in the preseason.
Yeah.
We beat them in the preseason.
They were not good.
They had who is their star player?
Well, they got Cucho Hernandez. Not Cucho Hernandez.
Yeah, it's another Mexican.
Lucho Costa from Cincinnati, right? And he's a good player.
Yeah.
You got to go, yeah.
Where
So
are
Dallas is in 7th.
we? There we are.
So 3 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses, which is a pretty good record, right?
That's not
I mean,
bad.
it's decent. Yeah. But they must have maybe click on them, see who they played. They
Look at
can't have played anybody.
San Diego beating LA Galaxy to start the
Because
season.
they also lost their best player.
And then they beat LAFC the other day. Did you see
yeah,
that?
San Diego's
San
doing it,
Diego's
right.
owning California.
They lost to Chicago. They're terrible. Vancouver had an amazing start. Right, they beat Sporting Kansas City, which is the worst team in all of MLS. You got to go up. Yeah.
There we go.
Tie 3-3 with Colorado, which is a terrible team. They beat Houston, which is they might even be worse than Dallas. How they lose? And then they got a red card against Real Salt Lake, which is also a terrible team. They've played a really weak schedule.
Okay.
They're
So not
only
good.
one team they played that's good as Vancouver.
Okay.
They've gone back into last year.
So, with that little bit of information, Carmen,
All right.
and Atlanta United that has to, at some point, turn the corner on not making
It
individual.
doesn't have to happen. It never happened with Pineda.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I'm
that-
hopeful.
that-
I'm
But again,
hopeful.
that was because of system mistakes.
I agree.
We're seeing individual mistakes that
I
are
agree.
just inexcusable.
Yes. Where?
And
the team
and
and not we're just seeing
unsustainable.
bad mistakes, but we're seeing awesome play too.
Yeah.
Right. Some of our offensive stuff has
Oh,
been
man.
spectacular, and that's the difference, right? We had spectacular players under Pineda, and we still sucked going forward.
We're seeing we're seeing goals against us where you're like, yeah, well, we have tactically the right setup, but you can't let the ball go under your foot.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, you can't smash into a defender in the box and give him a free kick. Like these are like basic things. Again, the coach can't do anything about.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
Now Dallas FC coming up. Carmen, what's your prediction?
We're at home. I am going to go. I'm going to stick with 3-1. Nope. I'm going to go 2-0. 2-0. Final answer. We're going to get shut out.
Dave, I'm going to put you on the spot next.
I'm going to adjust because as good as I thought, I thought tactically in the midfield we would dominate people, and that's how we would get to 0, not because I thought our back line is so good. And we have some, but I think we're really much better in transition in midfield. We haven't yet locked it down. Sleeves picked up a knock. He has a slight knee injury. He came off at halftime in this game. I don't know if you realized that.
Is there anybody else you think is not going to start come Saturday?
I don't think so. So at halftime,
is
Fortune came on for Sleeves because he has a knee sprain. And he's listed as, I looked it up, day to day.
Okay. All right.
Day to day means he's going to play.
I think so. Usually day to day means he's fine.
Yeah. That's just keep it under the guys.
And under Deila, we're wondering whether it was just the training staff, but under Deila, we seem to be more aggressive about playing players. And under Pineda, it was like, I chipped a toenail and now I'm out for 16 weeks.
So what'd you say the score was going to be?
Yeah, what we got?
I'm going to go with 3-1. Because I think our defense has showed so many mistakes. We're probably not going to get a shutout. I think at home, as I've said, we should score 2 goals against everybody, and against weaker teams 3. And I think Dallas is not good, so I'm going to say 3. And our offense is getting humming, so 3-1.
Okay, 3-1.
I mean, I thought we were going to get hot finally last week, and we did. We at least
did.
had 4
we got
goals.
4-3.
I think we're just as hot going forward as long as our 4 up front, our back.
We're going to get to this in a second.
Sleece,
Tactical
Clicker
board.
there, and Amador are there. This is based on.
I presume Amador's going to be back.
So if we pretty much have our starting lineup, is what I'm saying.
Fair.
I think we're going to win 5-0.
Ooh. 5-0.
Mikey Dobbs.
Somebody should put a straitjacket on this guy.
I like it, though. I like it.
How you like them apples?
Look at this optimism.
I
What
like
is
them apples.
happening?
I like it.
Yeah. So, because I was like, am I going to go 2-0 like the conservative score?
I like it. Go 5.
That was Carmen who went the conservative.
I went conservative.
I wasn't conservative. 3-1 is a pretty good
I just
score.
feel
I like
like
conservative.
the top has got to blow off of this thing at some point.
We might as well go 7-1.
Yeah, I like that too.
That could happen. This team is. I think this
it.
team is probably at some point this year going to score 7 goals.
Yeah, I that's the
love
thing.
it.
It's like
I love this.
It's going to spin off. The top's going to spin off this thing at some point. I'm hoping it's going to be this weekend because they still need to play with a chip on their shoulder after.
Do we play Kansas City? Because that's our 7.
After what they put us through last Saturday and me wanting to quit this podcast, they owe me a 5-0 win. Is what I'm saying.
I like this. I don't know why. I feel like Mikey Dobbs is turning a corner. I think he's making good bets. I think he's going to be calling scores right. It's all good here on out.
It's not just Mikey Dobbs. It's the team that's turning a corner too, Carmen.
That too.
Yeah.
That too.
The team is playing well, like other than defending individually.
I mean, yes, especially when you're coming from Pineda era to now. I have no reason not to be hopeful.
Now, we'll also be way more hopeful, too, if Deila over the next, let's say, 3 to 5 games starts to wean Williams and Abram out of the rotation.
That would be fantastic.
Would you say that would be a signal of major confidence for you, Dave?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
And really, outside of that, what else is there to hope for? Like the rest, at that point, the team just has to perform.
That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, I think
Dave,
you're right.
is there anything else you would expect from Deila if he starts to recognize that Williams and Abram are not the people we should be starting, and Chungkwu is not our guy either, that it's Cobb and or Edwards or somebody else?
Yeah.
Like, is there who are the
We said even in our preseason podcast that
what do you think
got that Williams was going to be the danger. I said this, and I said that I would be giving every opportunity for Noah Cobb to take his place.
Yep.
And I think, and let's go back to I think I might have even said even Edwards.
Oh, you've always been high on it. Yeah.
Yeah, you early on said maybe Edwards should be
got talent.
tested out at center back.
Yep.
I think he would have. I don't know. He needs to build his confidence, but that's minutes. So
All right. Now we want to talk about what everybody's talking about.
yeah, what everybody talking about?
What's everybody talking about?
So it's I actually apologize because I'm really bad, but this is actually originally it was the scarves and spikes that brought it up. It was our good friend Henry Higuita, who follows the team and is amazing, and I really like him. So he wrote a Stir the Pot article. March 24th. This was prior to the previous game.
Okay.
Is Alexei Miranchuk secretly Atlanta United's Nogby replacement?
Ooh.
And what he argued is that Miranchuk was struggling and that he was really good at advancing the lines and he needs to go back into defensive mid, or, in between role. So let's pull up the tactical board.
All right.
Okay.
Tactical board. That wasn't how we usually did it. but
So
sorry. We're working on
Miranchuk.
it.
So Miranchuk.
I was just gonna say Miranchuk. Yeah, he is. I like the Nogby comparison, just because unless you're really paying attention, Miranchuk's qualities are really hard to appreciate. But if you watch that guy all game, you start to see some of the magic.
Yeah, we've been pointing it all out. But, what the interesting thing is, the plays that we've been pointing out that he's been so spectacular at has mostly been like him back here breaking the line and sending, we talked about him playing the youngster Will Riley into a 40-yard run that gave us the equalizer against Cincinnati. And we said, dang you, highlight man, because they cut it off and didn't show the play that made the whole play.
Yeah.
But anyway, any case, so his point is that, so we have, as Mikey Dobbs has cleverly coined, the Polish pivot.
Yes.
Right. So our starting lineup, it would be Click and Sleaze as the two defensive midfielders. And then we've been playing Miranchuk in this free role over here, and then Almiron on one wing on the right, inverted. Saba on the left wing, which we turned out is inverted, although he's really two-footed. And there's a couple of things that people have been screaming about. They've been saying that, okay, late in the game, a few times what's happened is Saba has ended up moving over here, right? Almiron has come off. And when Saba's on the right side, if you notice, the two goals that we scored off of own goals, I mean, this is what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about any of the real plays. They're only talking about the goals because that's all people look at. Anyway, but the two goals that he created.
And by the way, that goal that Saba scored, do you know where Almiron was right there?
Yeah.
Right next to Saba because he passed it to him.
Yeah, he actually in the goal here. He came here.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful
about 10
giving
feet.
go. It was Saba, Almiron, Saba.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
But in both cases, that Saba was down the right and caused the own goal, and the Cincinnati to get the equalizer, and here to get whatever it was, our second or third goal. Okay, so people are like, two things. So first, there's this article that Miranchuk should really be the deep lying, break the lines guy instead of an attacking midfielder, because they're like, he doesn't score and he doesn't assist. Well, we saw against Cincinnati that he hit the crossbar, but the goalkeeper completely maced. And then he scored in this game. So maybe not, but anyway. But mostly what they're talking about, which is true in many of the amazing plays, is when he drifts into here. Now, what I would say is when he's playing attacking midfielder and he comes in here, he's free and he's doing this beautiful breaking lines. If he is actually here, which is what they're advocating for, right, I'm not sure he's going to be as open because he's drifting back as the extra overload guy.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
So that's the first thing to realize, if I'm going to critique, Henry. But So everybody is saying, okay, well, not everybody, but there's a call, a movement that for sure Saba should be on the right, and Miranchuk should be back in here and as part as the pivot, which would move. And then the other thing they're saying is late in the game, because of all the adjustments that we've made, like for example, Silva has come on, and when Silva has come on, Almiron has gone central, and he suddenly played much better. Now, I think it's a little overload, but what people are saying is that this should be the lineup. That Saba should play only on the right. Miranchuk should go back into defensive midfield, right? And I don't know whether people are saying Silva should be here or not, but I think people are just like, oh, Miranchuk should be back here, and whatever else, who knows? The coach should do it.
So
what do you
instead
think?
of Click, Miranchuk drops back to take over Click's position?
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
No.
I have what I think should happen, and I'm going to tell you, but what I'm asking you first.
I don't agree with that.
And of course,
I like the Polish pivot. I think here's what I think. Put Miranchuk where he should be. Put Almiron where he should be.
Okay, so what we've been starting is this.
Okay.
This.
Yeah. Now get rid of Williams. Get him off the damn field.
And
put in Noah Cobb.
I like it.
Now what you see is Gregerson and Amador's ability to lift Gregerson from being in madness, which he's been in hell. That poor guy. He has. I feel so bad for that Norwegian.
At least it's Norwegian hell.
I mean, it's
That
Norwegian
can't be
hell.
that bad.
This can't be that bad.
It's like he's running around like, what is going on? Is there anyone that can help me on this back line who can't blunder
If there's
it?
anyone who can get you out of Norwegian hell, it's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah.
He'll probably come on off the bench and get you out of Norwegian hell right to Norwegian heaven.
Norwegian
So-
hell.
It depends on whether Alex Ferguson is the coach or
You
not.
might have some subtle things you want to do between Saba and Almiron, I'm guessing, and Miranchuk.
I'm not going to do anything much subtle. But anyway,
Okay.
go.
You're not going to do anything subtle. To me, it's all about the back line, Dave. It's just the 80-20 rule here.
Oh.
If we have a healthy Amador,
Okay.
Gregerson's playing, and Lennon actually, because he's going to be playing, he's our best option.
I say,
As bad as we've shown his defending can be at times, he's still our best option. I think with Amador and Gregerson and Cobb as at least three competent people who can defend in the back, we're good. We're good. That's all that needs to
all we
happen.
need.
The rest of the crap that you're about to talk about is minuscule. It's just throwing darts for like what you want to talk about to make it
Is
happen.
that fair, Carmen? Am I going to...
Miranchuk,
I just
Saba-
told you I'm not going to say something super profound.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you're going to...
I'm just saying, Miranchuk, Saba, Latte Loth, and Almiron are obviously able to get it done. The stats already have shown that.
Okay.
So what we need
Fair.
to fix
fair.
is three competent people on the back line, which needs to be Amador, Cobb, and Gregerson. Let Lennon.
So you say fix the back line, that's all that's necessary.
That's all. And maybe put in Cohen for Guzan at some point.
Okay.
Well, let me ask you what's going. Okay, so I know this is kind of how they.
Nobody should disagree. We got to fix the back line. So
Oh,
okay,
yes,
go ahead,
absolutely.
Carmen. Sorry.
But with the way you have it right now, in terms of the movement between them, they don't stay like they're going wherever they pretty
Talk
much
about
want to go.
Almiron and Saba, you're talking
Yeah.
about Miranchuk?
Yeah.
There's been a lot of fluidity.
Pretty-
Almiron
okay.
has had a free reign to come middle, go left. Saba,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Which I think is always, no matter where they start, they should have the free reign, and that makes us more dangerous.
I think if we change up what's happening with our front four right now, they're going to have to relearn each other's movements. They're starting to figure it out. They already scored 4 goals in the last game. We don't need to change anything in that. I'm sorry.
So you're saying no changes up front, just
No.
figure out the back line,
Yes.
and we're good. The rest,
Yes.
everybody else.
It'll figure out the press and everything that should work like it was always meant to be.
Okay.
I think we're jumping the gun here to make other changes in front. The Polish pivot's perfect.
Polish pivot. Perfect.
Miranchuk in a center, like very much not Nagby, but very much a control the play, distribute it to the 3 attackers in front. That's all I want from him.
I have a slight tweak.
And to score an occasional brilliant banger.
Slight tweak. I have a slight tweak.
Slight tweak coming up.
Doesn't.
Am I feeling fiery? I'm feeling fiery.
Oh, sorry. My fault. Sorry. I was so into it, I forgot the buttons.
Carmen sometimes,
I get into. Sorry, my bad. My bad.
And then she forgets the producer role.
Yeah.
That's quite appropriate. I mean, honestly.
I
myself get fixated when Mikey Dobbs goes off.
Mesmerizing.
Yeah. Okay, here's my tweak. Ready?
All
right. So I think that as much as I agree with you, the Polish pivot is excellent. We don't need it.
Ooh.
Because Sleaze is so good, and when he has free reign to go, maybe even we're slightly better defensively.
Except when he passes it to Messi. Sorry, what?
But I think, okay. So what I would say is Miranchuk stays. I agree with you. Doesn't need to go back to the 6. I disagree with our good friend Henry Urgita. And Almiron can come here with the freedom to go, whatever. Saba seems a little bit more comfortable on the right, so I'm fine with that. And we're even more aggressively offensively with Silva in there. Okay, and so it's a slight change. There's no double pivot. We don't need it. I mean, you're like, we're giving up the goals, right? So don't you need a defensive midfield? But my point is...
Don't hate it. At home, I don't hate it.
Yeah, at home.
Against a team.
Yeah, and I'm okay if we go on the road, we play double pivot.
Against a team we should beat the heck out of. And we have Amador, and we have Gregors, and Cobb proves that he can play the other side. I don't hate this.
Yep.
I'll just say that right now.
So what I would say is when we're doing this, Sleaze would always go ball side and get the most dangerous guy in the midfield, if they're coming up. And the only thing that this relies on is, the second center midfielder who's breaking out here on the weak side. You have to have Almiron cover it here. Or if they reverse the entire thing and Sleaze always goes ball side if they're over here, right, then now it is Miranchuk who has to come in and cover the weak side.
But you're not playing that lineup against Miami, are you?
I mean, I don't know.
You go to Miami and you play that starting lineup?
It depends, right? So if I would move to that lineup certainly at home and see how it goes. And if we start killing people, right, I might be like, go on the road, like, let's go. Like Tata a couple times, a little bit naively or whatever, he went out on the road and we were dominant on the road. One of the best road records ever the year that we won the championship. Now, it did cost us the supporter shield. He went super aggressive and we lost on the last day. But he kind of was like, I'm not going to be this more like defensive on the road, attacking at home, and it worked.
So if they did this starting lineup against Dallas at home this weekend, I wouldn't hate it.
Right.
I'd be like, hey, let's see what happens. Maybe Mike will get his 5-0 win.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, I want to say one other thing before we kill all this or whatever. I have zero problem with the Polish pivot, and I think they're really terrific. And so, again, on the road, probably yes. But the other thing about this is, so first of all, even at home, I like anywhere late in the game, whoever is tiring, Miranchuk or Almiron, Cleek can come in and become the double pivot to lock down the game. Okay. And even if this becomes our starting lineup all the time, I would probably at times start one of them. You give Almiron a little bit rest because he's a little bit older, and play with the double pivot and only Miranchuk in front. Or Miranchuk gets a rest and play only Almiron, and you have a rotation that keeps everybody fresh.
I like that.
I like rotation.
Because I don't think... I'm not arguing that Click is not a starter on this team. I think we have basically 12 starters. Yeah. And that means that he's the extra guy to rotate in my system, and I would have him starting every third game or something.
But I like your thinking there. I just think it absolutely has to do with who we're matched up against.
Of course.
Okay.
I agree completely. Because against
I don't like
Miami,
disagreeing.
as you're pointing out, the thing that Messi does is he drops in the pocket behind there, and that's when you probably need the double pivot because
and
you need two guys.
You need two Polish wise
because
European players.
As we showed, Fortune was not up to staying with Messi in that game.
Exactly.
No.
Right. And he's not a defensive midfielder. Fortune, listen out there, Pineda, Ronnie Deila, if you haven't figured it out, Fortune is not a terrible player, but he's not a defensive midfielder. No. Period.
So
Muyamba could sometimes.
what's our record now?
2-2-1.
No, are we
We were 1-2-2. No,
3-2-2? What are we?
We got a second win, and we already had 2 ties and 2. I think we're 2-2-2. No,
Maybe that's
All right.
let's
the
look
standings. Hit the standings.
Where are the standings?
On the
Where's
right
we
side.
at? Oh,
There you go.
Boop, boop, boop,
We
boop.
got it.
You got it?
I think
Let's
2-2-2.
see.
Where we are?
2-2-2.
2-2-2. Okay.
Not terrible.
How many points are we off the lead?
The
We have
lead-
8
We
points.
have 8.
The lead is 13.
All right.
So that's 5. No big deal.
Not a huge
No.
gap.
All right. So where's our?
But
do we even
Miami
have
is
a
only
worry
the
meter
only
at this
team
point?
that hasn't played 6. They've only played 5, so they could really be at 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they could be.
But you don't have to. You don't have to catch Miami, right? I mean, in a perfect world, you got to figure for sure top 4, and really you should be going for at least second.
Yeah, exactly. This is what we wanted from our predictions out of the
Yeah.
gates, right? Is to be certainly top 4, but we are landing on top. We were saying like 2 or 3 is where, with Latte La signing, we were like we
should
should
eventually fall.
He's legit.
eventually fall
is.
there. With
He's good.
We got to fix our back.
He's
line.
number 2 as a goal scorer in MLS right now. I think he's in number 2 position,
Okay.
the Golden Boot.
and he's number 1 in speed,
He's number 1 in speed.
and he's like second best all time in adjusting to him. Like he's done amazing. He's been great.
Best header of MLS right out of the gates. I mean,
Yeah.
right.
I'll take it.
I like I said with my prediction for Dallas, I'm optimistic. The worry
Bye, Dallas.
the worry meter went quickly down from a 7 back down to a 2.
Okay.
for me.
Good.
And especially after, because again, I was at a bowling alley watching the game. It was very emotional.
That will change you.
It will change it, but like I told you all on text, I went back, watched the game calmly
Okay.
on Apple TV.
You rewatched
on
it,
a
people.
replay.
That's the kind of dedication that you see.
Yeah,
I mean,
You rewatched it.
all 90 minutes, and I watched the replays, and
look at you preparing and shit.
that's how I had the insight of the substitution
Okay.
and all that stuff. I'm like, I'm
It's amazing.
here. I'm here for the
You
win.
are here for
All
it.
right. Well, don't worry. I will continue to come unprepared just to keep it.
So do
for
we?
real.
Do we outside
Thank
of
you,
the,
Carmen.
You're welcome.
Somebody's
That's
got
what I'm here.
maintain the standards of the podcast.
That's why I'm here.
So Carmen, I hope you enjoyed the wine. I think
So good.
we only have one big outstanding bet right now, and that is
Ooh.
that Nottingham Forest will finish better than Man City by
Correct.
the end of the EPL season.
How many games
I've
do
got a puncher's chance still. I think.
I think so.
I've got probably a 6-point lead.
I think
6
so.
point.
While
points lead.
you're talking about that, I want to point out that I brought this other wine, Bound. It's a
Okay.
Cabernet from the Alexander Valley, Sonoma,
yeah.
and it's. I'll leave it up to you what you guys think about it, but it's great. But this is because we are bound to be a lot better. I just want to point that out.
I know.
Me likey. Me
That's what
likey.
I keep saying.
Yeah, we had it, and we said it right from the beginning on the preview that the beginning is gonna be choppy. We had so many new players coming in. We got a new
Yes.
coach. It takes a little time, and I said, talk to me a third of the way into the season, or maybe halfway into the season, and we are gonna get rolling. And I still believe it.
I do too.
Okay, but question: if we had not come back, number one, would we have a podcast? Number two, would y'all feel so optimistic about all this?
I think.
Yes.
Okay.
No, Dave says yes. I don't know that we'd be here tonight. I might have just put out a tweet and said thank you guys so much for all of the time. And no,
I still think it's going to happen at least one more time this season. We're going to get the Iverson turnaround.
run away. No, Dave is on the skirts here, but no, we're committed.
Yes.
Season 7, we got to make it a decade at least before we quit this whole operation.
Oh, a decade. Oh, that's for real.
Wouldn't that be real?
Where are we gonna have
That's
our
crazy.
decade party at? Like
Yeah.
All right, let's say
the rooftop of Mercedes Benz?
we can invite Miggy. It'd be an awesome party.
So, are there any other European soccer stuff we want to talk about? Or
Europeans.
I was about to say, as Manchester United fans, I don't have much to say.
Well, I think we talked about it all.
Yes, we did.
I think we have.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank
Right.
you.
Bye.
Dallas for the win.
5. Wait, was it 5 or 6? 5. 5-0.
You meant win against Dallas,
Yeah.
not
Yes.
Dallas for the win, just to be clear.
Yeah, but 5-0.
5-0
Here,
for the win against Dallas. Sorry.
I buy that. I'm gonna follow. I'm keeping my prediction, but I believe in you,
Okay.
Okay.
in your optimism.
Not Dallas for the win. Atlanta United
Blind
for the
leading
win
the blind
against
right there.
Dallas. All right, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Talked about it all.
Bye.